British couple facing a battle to avoid extradition to the U.S. caught in a legal tangle. They tell RT's Tesa Arcilla they'd rather take their own lives than be taken from their families.
One morning 14 months ago, a life-changing knock on the door.
It was two policemen from Scotland Yard, and they said, "We're ever so sorry, Mrs. Dunham, we've come to arrest you and your husband."
Since then, they've been out on bail and are fighting extradition to the United States to await trial after claims from the Dunham's former company in the U.S. that they embezzled more than $1 million in illegitimate expense claims, something the couple say are without merit, showing as evidence they've gathered. The Dunhams say they're not afraid of trial, but their worst fear in being sent to the States is the possibility of being denied bail and spending years behind bars, apart from one another, simply waiting for their day in court.
If we were away from this country for 2 to 3 years, my father's 84, very good chance he would have passed away. We're confident we would win because we are innocent, but we would then be shipped back to the UK. There's no compensation in cases of wrongful extradition. Can you imagine coming back to this country, 3 or 4 years later, no home, no money, no job, and you're now in 62, 63 years of age and trying to rebuild your life again.
Controversy has long surrounded the US-UK Extradition Act of 2003, signed in the wake of 9/11. Critics claim the agreement is biased against the UK.
If you're a US citizen wanted by the UK government, you have a higher standard of evidence that you need to provide in the US. And also, as a US citizen, you have the opportunity to go to a US court to plead your case. And unfortunately for British citizens, there is no such opportunity to have your evidence tested in a UK court before you're extradited. And that's a basic unfairness.
An independent review in 2011 found that the treaty, quote, does not operate in an unbalanced manner. But this contradicts findings of the Parliament's Joint Committee on Human Rights, which called for a renegotiation to ensure British citizens get the same protections as Americans. Conservative MP who sits on the committee looked at nationalities of those extradited and found that 35 Britons have been sent to the U.S. since 2004 versus just 5 U.S. nationals who made the opposite journey. That's 7 times more. But for every argument on this side of the Atlantic, a counter is thrown back.
The United States has never denied a request under the treaty, whereas the United Kingdom has denied multiple requests from the United States. If the relationship is imbalanced, I would say it's imbalanced against the United States.
But that is little comfort to the Dunhams and others like them who teeter on the edge of desperation, knowing it's their lives at stake.
From the moment they put us on a plane, we will both take the first opportunity we can to commit suicide.
Tesa Arcilla, RT, London.